Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and in this video we'll be touching upon the topic of the Russia-Ukraine war. So I hope you enjoy this video. In the last video we talked about the Israel-Hamas war. Please go ahead and check that out. And if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing. It means the world to me. Okay, so this is a war going on between Russia and Ukraine since 24th Feb 22 and has killed millions. Now, these two countries are in Asia, in Northern Asia and in Europe to be specific. So, Ukraine and Russia were both formed in 1991 when the USSR was split. Natives from Ukraine, as in the people living in that piece of land, have been inhabiting Ukraine for multiple years, much before the split of USSR. Ukraine acts like a bridge between the West and the Russia, connecting the East to the West. And hence its name, Ukraine, translates to borderland. So naturally, parts of Ukraine, as in eastern and western Ukraine, had different influences. Eastern Ukraine, which was closer to Russia, had a largely Russian influence, and western Ukraine, which was closer to Europe and the West, had a largely Western influence. Ukraine was the front line for the East and West as it connects them. Well, Ukraine has or had two options. One was to side with the East, as in go ahead and become an ally of Russia, and the other side was a partnership with the EU and USA, and to join the NATO. NATO is a military alliance of over 30 countries from Europe and North America. Uh, well, there were different benefits with siding with either Russia or NATO. Siding with Russia would grant Ukraine security through a really strong ally. Russia has a really strong military. Siding with the EU and USA, however, would grant a stable economy to Ukraine, which is a relatively poor country. Now, different people sided with different sides. Some were pro Russian and some were pro EU and USA. These different and diverse mindsets caused multiple problems, like the protest in 2013 against a then pro-Russian government. That year, Russia also annexed Crimea, a piece of land in East Ukraine, and invaded Ukraine. The war in this area has been going on since, and any efforts of holding peace talks to resolve this issue or conflict have been largely fruitless. There were some agreements, however, called Minsk 1 and Minsk 2. Minsk 1 was a quick ceasefire to stop fighting in eastern Ukraine when and the treaty was signed in September 2014. Both sides agreed to a truce and the withdrawal of heavy weapons, and they allowed humanitarian aid. However, this agreement or the ceasefire didn't hold for long and fighting resumed. Then in Feb 2015, Minsk too was signed a treaty to, and it was to establish a more detailed peace process. This included a new ceasefire, pulling back heavy weapons further and creating a buffer zone, and Ukraine regaining control of its borders. Although this slowed down the intensity of fighting, the peace terms were never fully implemented. Issues like border control and political autonomy remained unresolved, and clashes continued. The war in this area has been going on ever since, and any efforts, as I've mentioned previously, have been fruitless. Russia led a full scale invasion of Ukraine in Feb 2022. Since then, this war has been going on. Russian media claims that that the purpose of this invasion is the demilitarization and denazification of Ukraine, and for the protection of Russian citizens in Ukraine. This claim, however, is disputed among foreign countries, especially NATO and the EU and USA. Denazification means the process of removing Nazi influence from a particular place. Neo-Nazi, as the name implies, means a member of a party or a party similar to the Nazis from World War II. Although multiple neo-Nazi regiments are there in Ukraine's army, Russia is not much different, as it also comprises of some neo-Nazi regiments. Most politicians believe Russia's attack on Ukraine is to stop the country siding with the West, and to stop the plan from joining NATO, which I said was a military alliance. Putin also made some false claims about NATO using Ukraine to threaten Russia. Now these are some updates since the past 1.5 year. On May 20, 2023, Russia captured Bakhmut after 9 months of fighting, and this is the bloodiest land battle since World War II. Can you believe it? Next, Ukraine starts a counteroffensive against Russian held territories of Ukraine in December 2023. This was aided by money from the West, which were Russia's assets, which were frozen in control of the EU and USA. In spring of 2024, Russia crushed the counteroffensive and till date is still launching missiles. However, both parties have met with multiple political leaders, with Russia's Putin having met with uh, Prime Minister Modi of India and Xi Jinping of China, and uh, Ukraine's Vladimir Zelensky having gone to multiple countries, especially USA, and holding talks with them, talking about the war and how US sides with uh, Ukraine. Now, as I mentioned in my previous video, war is always the last and worst option, and we should never resort to that. As countries fight for power, millions lose their lives just for conquering a piece of land. So, to all, I would recommend sharing this video and spreading awareness about this war. And as most of us would know, war this war has to be stopped. It causes millions to die, and it is not the best option at any given time. uh, our next video will be regarding the history of USSR. Thank you for watching.